All right, welcome back to the final part of the she shed build where we finish things up. Starting by building this little privacy wall so that the queen can sit on her throne in, well, privacy. This wall is also going to be used to support some shelving, and in order to make sure that whatever heavy things she puts on her shelf is secure, I ensured that it was very robust. Next up, more plumbing. This is 1/2-inch PEX water line going over to the shutoff valve for the toilet. And because I'm not a plumber and I really didn't know what I was doing, which in this following conversation I was told repeatedly I didn't know what I was doing, Franklin came out and showed me how to connect this 1/2-inch PEX water line. I love these little moments of instruction. I learned so much, and all was going well until we went to turn the water on at the shutoff valve and found 3 frogs. My plumber became a zoologist. This is a terrible camera angle for showing adding the drain for the sink, but the queen's private chamber is a very small room and it was hard to get me and the camera in there. Next up, throne construction. I don't know why a lot of people are intimidated by changing or installing their own toilet, but it goes like this. Step 1, throw away instructions. Step B, add rubber ring to the bottom of the bowl and tighten bolts. Roman numeral 3, add wax ring and toilet flange bolts. Step D, give yourself a hernia and set the throne in place on top of the wax rings and bolts. Tighten bolts, connect water line, and flush 100 times to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Step 5, install accessories like gold-plated toilet seat and air freshener hanging from the rear view. And last, invite others to come inspect your work. This sink from Facebook Marketplace needed a couple places welded on it, and my buddy Russ took care of that. I ordered a faucet from Amazon, and honestly, this was the hardest part of the whole build, getting this faucet installed and not leaking. Even with ordering the 4.5-star installation kit with the faucet, I still had to do some engineering in order to make this thing fit upright. But in the end, it turned out very nice. I started installing the sink drain and quickly realized I didn't know what I was doing, so I hopped over to installing the water heater. What did we get?
We got this pipe. It's big.
It's big?
Yeah.
What's it for?
It's for Mommy she shed by her sink.
Okay. Are you going to put it in there?
No, we're both.
You both are?
You
Okay.
and me.
Oh, okay. Good deal. So after Franklin showed me exactly which part I needed, I completed the sink drain install. I still don't know where he went. Next up, cabinets. I had every intention to build all the cabinetry in her she shed, but as you'll see throughout this build, it didn't happen that way. When I do build cabinets, I like to build the base or underneath the toe kick separate from the cabinet carcass itself. That way I can install the base, get it level with some shims, screw it to the wall, and then set the cabinet on top of it, and I don't have to worry about leveling the cabinet as well. The cabinet that I did build is put together with pocket hole screws and glue. Putting in the base and getting it leveled first makes the cabinet installation much easier, or so I thought. It took me forever to get this thing level. No matter how hard I tried, I could not get this cabinet to go all the way against the wall. And then I realized that I'd failed to notch out for the electric wire that goes to the water heater. I know you're thinking, what does removing your miter saw have to do with the she shed? But because I was taking too long building cabinets, she came in my shop, saw this cabinet, and said, "I want." And being the good husband that I am and putting her needs before mine, bye-bye miter station. But the joke's on her, because these cabinets came out of a dumpster and a new miter saw station is upcoming. Part of the bottom of this cabinet had to be notched out in order to fit over those sewer and water lines, but it did turn out pretty nice. When I said, "Babe, let's go pick out some granite countertops," her response was, "Can I get those in wood grain?" So I cut them out of plywood and rounded over the edges. And then I added that granite sheen with a couple of coats of water-based polyurethane. The granite plywood countertops are attached from below with 1.25 inch screws. She assured me that trim was not necessary, but I know whenever she says, "I'm fine," that means she wants trim. And I used some scrap 1/2 inch plywood to make some window and door trim. And all of the trim is installed with just 18 gauge brad nails. The sink has a 3/4 inch flange that needs to be pulled tight against the wall, so some 2-inch screws help with that. And 5,000 trips to my shop later, the door trim was completed. And last was the door to the bathroom that I started at the beginning of this video. I wanted to give the door some depth or dimension, so I cut strips of 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and 3/4 inch plywood. To keep the door relatively light, the frame is just 3/4 plywood glued and pocket hole together. And then I added the strips in varying order to give it some depth. Simple gate hinges work great. And then a handle turned this door into what the girls affectionately call the Shrek door. I added a spring to keep it closed. Alright, the she shed is officially finished. It's a bit noisy, but I wanted to go ahead and show you guys what we've done. There's a freeze dryer running right over my shoulder, and that's the noise. Some decorations up here. This is a picture that she painted. It's covering the electrical box. Door trims up. Some shelving units that I purchased because I just don't have the time to build any for her. Those are homemade vanilla, almond, and peppermint extracts that she made, along with some other scents and flavorings and things. Lunch for when she's working. Of course, the water heater. The sink turned out awesome. Window trim. I built this little hanging stand out of binder clips to hang these silicone freeze dry tray mats to drip dry over the sink. That works really great. She did these needle art things over the past year and wanted to display those. This is a little cabinet that we purchased for these are our homemade tinctures and some beard balm stuff. The bathroom door turned out awesome. That is a C for cash, if anybody's wondering. That is definitely not a moon for outhouse. Some little things that we've 3D printed, some more shelving units, our business printer, the station where she does, this is a silhouette cameo or cameo silhouette for cutting out vinyls. We purchased several of these things from Harbor Freight, and they have worked out incredibly well for both of us. For hers, all the paper storage and things for both of us. Her workstation, work from home, her entertainment while she's working. No one heard me say that. This is our freeze dry on hand stock. Our large freeze dryer, Penelope's trampoline, of course. A bookshelf. This is her latest projects of rebinding and recovering books with her own decorations, and those are turning out really awesome. Some pictures. The other cabinet that came out of my shop right here with a cutting station, a laptop. The 3D printer is over here making something for me. Another one of the white stands, AC, more freeze-dried freezer, more freeze-dried stuff, and then a freezer for extra large, which is running with eggs in it right now. We have lots and lots, that's dust on the outside, by the way, not on the inside. Lots and lots of eggs that we just scrambled and put in there. And then all of her herbs and some homemade fire cider. The last thing that she wants me to do is to change out these lights. She doesn't, oh, and I put an electrical reel in the ceiling here for her, over her center station in the middle. She loves this space, and I'm happy for her, but she wants me to change these lights possibly to something a little bit more feminine. So anyway, if you guys followed along, husbands, treat your wives. You don't have to treat them to a she shed, but treat them well. Thanks for watching us. Oh yeah, I'm inside the bathroom door right now, and I left Mandy a sweet little message. So every time she goes to the bathroom, she'll see this. But more importantly, she'll see this. Thanks for watching.